Welcome to day 5 of our 5-day Amazon Reseller Roadmap workshop. We're going to walk through a really important aspect tonight, overcoming the roadblocks that you experience on your Amazon journey. We want to help turn these roadblocks that are trying to stop you from being successful into just meaningless speed bumps that maybe you just need to kind of slow down, get over that speed bump, and then move on, put the pedal back to the metal. So, if you have any roadblocks that you would like help with, let us know in the chat, or you can put it in the Q&A tab. And after I share the most common roadblocks that Amazon resellers experience and the ones that you've already been sharing with me that you've been experiencing and want some help to overcome, we can go and maybe try to help you through some other roadblocks that you're experiencing. So put that in the chat or in the Q&A, and after the presentation, after the special guest comes on, we will answer and help you with as many of those roadblocks. And so I'm really excited about tonight's lesson because it's sort of a it's not fun to talk about the roadblocks that stop us from being successful, but it 100% is something that we need to focus on. And so what I'm going to do is share my screen for a very short amount of time, and Rebecca's going to tell me if she can see the day 5 title card on there. Do you see that, Rebecca?
I do see it.
Awesome, awesome. So day 5, crossing the finish line, how you can overcome the roadblocks that are trying to stop you from selling on Amazon. And just a reminder, if you've been here live all 5 days, you have been entered into the drawing. We're going to do the drawing toward the end of the presentation today. And one lucky person who's been here all 5 days will win this kit, the FBA starter pack, of $300 worth of supplies. We will mail it out to you coming direct from Amazon. No surprise there. That will be shipped out sometime tomorrow. Well, as long as we get your address and time. But we'll stay tuned for that because we're going to be doing that and helping you through that. But right now, we're going to talk about how you can cross the finish line. And one of the ways you can cross the finish line, we talked about focusing on Amazon, obviously, getting a lot of replens in your inventory, learning how to use Keepa, being able to figure out how to reinvest your profits to make a full-time income. And the final crossing the finish line tactic that we want to talk about is overcoming the roadblocks that are standing in your way of making a full-time income. And so I'm excited about it. Let's go to the workbook. If you haven't downloaded it by now, it's day 5. Why not? Come on, download this, fulltimefba.com/workbook. We're on the final page because this is day 5 of our 5-day workshop. And so we're gonna finish filling out these blanks and walking you through. So let's get into that right now. At the top of your page, the very first fill in the blank, roadblocks are a part of the adventure, but they don't have to stop you from finding success. They feel like they're trying to stop you. A roadblock in the middle of a road tells you to stop going down this road. And in real life, roadblocks actually are protecting us from being able to maybe make a horrible decision or get in an accident or ruin our car, or drive off the road. They're trying to protect us. But roadblocks, when it comes to finding success on Amazon, they aren't trying to protect you. What they're trying to do is to get you to give up and to stop. And we have figured out ways to turn some of the biggest roadblocks into just minor speed bumps that you just need to slow down, drive over, and then continue on, pedal to the metal, continue on with growing your Amazon business. So roadblocks, they're just a part of the journey. It is, but they are not there to stop you from finding success. They don't have to. And so the next fill in the blank, having a resilient and problem solving mindset can help you overcome almost any obstacle in your path. So the resiliency is important, having a problem solving mindset. Um, there is a great book out there called Mindset. In fact, if you want to read it, I highly recommend it. FulltimeFBA.com/mindset will take you to the Amazon page selling the book. But it talks about how a lot of times people have two basic mindsets, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And the fixed mindset is things can't be changed, things are fixed. I can't change, I can't learn, my situation can't change, everything is fixed. And there's nothing I can do to change myself or to change my surroundings. That's a fixed mindset. And then there's the opposite. There is a growth mindset that says, someone else has figured this out, maybe I can too. There's a problem. I bet someone's figured out a solution. Maybe I can learn that. Maybe I can try some strategies to overcome this problem. And so that's a growth mindset, knowing that not only can I change my situation, I can change myself, I can grow. And a lot of times, certain aspects you might have a growth mindset, and other things you might have a fixed mindset. But when it comes to being successful on Amazon, having a resilient and problem-solving mindset will help you overcome many obstacles that are in your path. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about at least three roadblocks. If you have more that I don't talk about, I want to hear them in the chat. I want to hear it in the Q&A tab. And we can maybe after the presentation, we can come back and answer some of these. So what are roadblocks that you're experiencing? Let us know. The next fill in the blank. Um, Roadblocks could become opportunities. And this is awesome because roadblocks usually cause people to turn around and go a different direction. They cause people to not continue on the path toward where they are going. So when it comes to selling on Amazon, the roadblocks that are trying to stop you are actually successfully stopping some other people. Your competition, you want to overcome these roadblocks so that you can get past that roadblock so that you have more opportunities around you. And so we're going to walk through three of the biggest roadblocks that are trying to stop you and are stopping others. But just because they stop others does not mean that they're going to stop you. It's up to you whether or not the roadblocks stop you, because you are not going to fail as a successful Amazon seller unless you give up. If you continue pressing forward, if you continue to be coachable, if you continue to follow the success strategies that we teach, that we model, that we coach, you're going to be successful as an Amazon seller. And so let's jump into the first roadblock for today. The first roadblock might be the most obvious. It's been mentioned a few times on this workshop already. The first roadblock is product restrictions or brand restrictions, where you want to sell something on Amazon, but you're not allowed to sell that brand, or you're not allowed to sell on that category, or you're not allowed to sell that specific ASIN. There's a lot of different types of roadblocks, or excuse me, restrictions, but the main restriction is a brand restriction. Usually, if you are allowed to sell a specific brand, that opens up not all, but most items under that brand label for you to be able to sell on Amazon. And so a lot of times when people are outsourcing, Amazon sellers, they're outsourcing, they scan a barcode, or they're trying to look online and check in on online to see if they're approved to sell, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not approved to sell it," and they just move on to the next item. That is basically letting a roadblock get the best of you. And there are strategies that you can use to increase your chances of getting approved to sell that particular brand. A lot of people just see, oh, nope, I'm restricted, and they move on. So the first roadblock is brand restrictions. And the way you can turn it into a speed bump is a four-step process. So write these down in your notes. Step number one, always apply to sell that item. If you see that you're restricted for selling a certain item on Amazon, always click the button to apply. If you're on your computer, you can click a button, and if you see that you're restricted, you can click to apply. If you're on the Amazon Seller app or Spotify, there are buttons that you can click that will open up the Seller Central page that will help you, that will give you the option to apply. Now, there are some items that are not accepting applications. There's some brands that are not accepting applications, and there's nothing that we can do about that right now. But 99% of the items on Amazon that are restricted do offer the option for you to apply. So, number one, always apply. Now, these product restrictions have different kind of parameters that they want to make sure that their Amazon sellers have met before they can be automatically approved to sell this particular item. Um, and unfortunately, there's no way for us to know exactly what those parameters are so that we can try to meet those parameters. But the best strategies are always just um, having good seller metrics, having good customer service. If you're doing FBA, then guess what? Most of your seller metrics are going to be awesome because Amazon is taking care of most of the seller activities. If you're doing fulfilled by merchant, then you want to be sure you are A1 top notch on top of your game as an Amazon seller so that your selling uh, uh, numbers are really good. And so always apply. Number one, always apply to sell the item. Sometimes your seller metrics are going to be good enough and you will get automatically approved. Sometimes, so when I say automatically approved, I mean as long as you apply. It's not just all of a sudden these different brands will start becoming approved for you without actually applying. No, so you have to go through the process of applying. But it could be as simple as clicking apply, and then poof, it says your Amazon seller metrics are good enough to be applied to be approved to sell this product brand. And so great, that's awesome. Tons of items under that brand will be opened up to you to sell on Amazon. So if you are not approved because of your seller metrics, then they will give you other options, whether it's um, uploading a invoice, purchasing directly from the brand, getting a letter from the brand telling them Amazon that you are approved to sell that particular brand, and other options. Sometimes it's like, I'll just watch this video and answer a few questions to show us that you understand how to sell this brand or this particular category, and those kind of things. It's just always apply. And if your seller metrics don't automatically approve you, you can see other options that maybe you can do to be able to get approved. So you go through those processes. But if you apply, you don't get immediately approved. You see there's other options and you're not able to actually follow through with that, with those other options. You're not able to do those type of things. The next strategy is to reapply again. In fact, so that number one, always apply. Number two, reapply. In 2 to 3 months after time has passed, maybe your seller metrics have improved well enough to get you automatically approved in the future. Again, Amazon doesn't just be like, oh, his seller metrics are better. He's approved now. We'll just push that through. No, you always have to reapply. So I actually set a reminder on my phone or on my computer to reapply to all brands that I've applied to in the past. And there is a place, in fact, if you go to Seller Central and you look through the menu, one of the menu options are uh, like it's like seller applications, I think is what it's called. And you can go through and you can see all of the seller applications for things that are restricted. You can see the ones you've been approved in the past and the ones that are still in what's called draft mode or the draft. Um, I'll use mode because I can't think of a better word. But basically, it's in a draft. So you can just go through and click all the brands or ASINs or whatever you're restricted from selling and reapply. Maybe, um, maybe you have an item that you want to apply to sell for, you get denied, and because you just have 3 to 4 months of seller experience. But a couple months later, now you've got 6 months of seller experience. And maybe one of those parameters is 6 months. In fact, 6 months is like a magic time window. It's like a magic time period that when you pass 6 months selling on Amazon, so many brands begin to open up for you. So always reapply because you never know. Maybe Amazon, I mean, maybe the brand requires you to have at least one positive feedback score, and that's what helps trigger. Again, we don't know what the brands decide that they want to emphasize and require for their Amazon sellers to be approved, to be able to be automatically approved because of their metrics. But just continue to sell on Amazon, continue to increase your metrics, improve your metrics, and do what you can to show that you are a quality seller. And as you reapply, every 2 to 3 months or so, maybe more opportunities will open up for you. In fact, they will. I can almost guarantee it for you. I mean, I don't want to put a guarantee on it because, I don't know what your seller metrics are like right now, but maybe they can improve so that you can sell more on Amazon. So I actually skipped uh, uh, tip number three or step number three. The first is apply. The second is reapply. And the third is improve your metrics. So we already talked about that. Trying to improve your metrics, trying to be able to get more feedback scores, positive feedback scores, less negative feedback or no negative feedback. Having more time spent as an Amazon seller, making sure that your seller metrics are phenomenal. So apply, reapply, improve your seller metrics. Um, and then the fourth step, trying to read my notes here, um, is just to the fourth step is to just keep selling on Amazon. You want more time. The one of the biggest metrics that brands usually pick is the amount of time that a seller has been selling on Amazon. So always apply, always reapply, improve your metrics, and keep selling on Amazon. Sell more products on Amazon. Increase that metric because sometimes your metrics could be amazing, but they want 2 years of seller experience. It's pretty rare. Again, 6 months is usually, in fact, I think 6 months might be like the default that Amazon gives these brands to start with, and they kind of change it from there. Um, I always go through and just because there are things. I mean, I've been selling on Amazon for over a decade. There are certain brands that I still can't sell. And I'm wondering maybe the only way I can finally get approved to sell that particular item is to get a wholesale account, which I'm not able to, um, because it's like they require a brick and mortar store, and I don't have one of those. So, it's ones that just the longer you sell on Amazon, the more things we're going to open up for you. So that is how it's not super simple, fast way to overcome product restrictions, brand restrictions, but it starts to increase your chances over time of of having more items to sell on Amazon. So the biggest thing, apply and always reapply. In fact, put it on your calendar so that you don't forget it, because if it's not scheduled, it's not going to get done. So that's how you can turn product restrictions into a speed bump. Because even if it's like you're outsourcing and you find out you're restricted for that particular brand, always apply. Just you don't think I'll apply later. No, you won't. You don't. Always apply. When you apply, again, it saves your application in draft form. And so, like I told you before, I go into my drafts every 2 to 3 months and I just go, I look at all the ones, I sort them to the ones that are not approved yet. See that mindset? Not approved yet. I'm like thinking they will be approved at some point. And I just go apply, 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 you know, and some of them will be like, all right, your seller metrics are good enough for you to be approved. So that's how you take this roadblock of a product restriction and turn it into a speed bump. You're still going to have to slow down. You're still going to have to deal with it. And then when you get past it, pedal to the metal, continue moving forward. And you're going to be able to sell items on Amazon that other people are just going to see that roadblock of a product restriction, turn around and go away. So that's the first roadblock. And probably the biggest, and probably the one I'm going to spend the most time on. The next two roadblocks that we're going to talk about, I'm going to spend less time on because we've got a special guest that I want to bring on soon. Um, but the next roadblock number two. Um, I don't have enough time. I want to sell on Amazon. I don't have enough time. Um, there's two things that I want to talk about when it comes to having enough time. Um, and how you can turn that roadblock into a speed bump. Um, the first way that you can turn the roadblock into a speed bump. Um, we make time for the things that are important to us. Understand that. Write that down in your notes. We make time for the things that are important to us. Um, like next weekend, my youngest son is graduating high school. My mom is coming into town. And we're celebrating his graduation. And guess what? I am not going to spend much time on my Amazon business because I'm making time for what's important. Celebrating my son's achievement of graduating high school, my mom being in town, she lives out of town. I don't get to see her that often. And so I'm making time because it's important to me. So that's something that's important to me. But when it comes to my Amazon business, there are things that I sacrifice or not prioritize because my Amazon business is more important. You know, like as you can see on the pictures behind me, I am a big baseball fan. My family is a big baseball fan. Uh, is are big baseball fans, said correctly. Um, and so guess what? There's 162 games a year. If I spent time, and those games last about 3 hours long. If I spent time watching every game because I want to. In fact, I have got two favorite teams, and I want to watch both games that they play. So that's, whatever 162 times two is. That's a lot of baseball games. That's a lot of time. But I don't watch all of that. I used to back when I was unemployed and just starting my Amazon business. But you know what? I decided I need to prioritize. So I pick and choose the times where I watch games. And I pick which games I watch. I pick which games I actually go to, and try to spend as much time in, working on my Amazon business, especially in the early days and growing it, because it was important to me to grow my Amazon business. So the first thing, you make time for the things that are important to you. The second way that you can overcome the roadblock of I don't have the time. Selling on Amazon FBA is one of the most easily outsourced jobs that you can imagine. You can actually pay someone else to do a majority of what is necessary in your Amazon business. There are tools that you can pay for that will help free up a lot of time and do a lot of tools. There are people that you can hire that can do the jobs that they can do to free up your time to do more important things. Like right now in my Amazon business, I probably spend when you take a look at the last 3 or 4 years, I probably average about 5 to 10 hours a week selling on Amazon and still being able to bring in really good money that's been able to provide for our family because so many things are outsourced. Now, outsourcing everything, it's not something you do all at once. It's a one by one type of thing. But you're able to overcome the roadblock of not having enough time by outsourcing. Guess what? Selling via FBA is outsourcing. You're outsourcing the product storage, the product fulfillment, the returns management. You're outsourcing all of that. Maybe you sign up for a tool to help you find more inventory and turn 5 hours of sourcing into like a 30-minute time period and being able to come out with the same kind of inventory with both of those. I can spend 5 hours doing this myself, or I can use a tool and turn it into 30 minutes. There's so much outsourcing that you can do with Amazon. And we'd love to teach and coach you how to follow through with that. The third roadblock when it comes to selling on Amazon. The first one was the product restrictions. The second one was I don't have time. And the third one might be one of the hardest, but one of the most freeing once you overcome it, and that is the roadblock of fear. Sometimes we don't like to admit that we're afraid of being our own boss. We're afraid of putting money into inventory that might not sell. We're afraid of making mistakes. We're afraid of failure. There's a lot that we can be afraid of that are stopping us. And fear can sometimes disguise itself in pretty creative ways. Like fear of failure could disguise itself as the desire to know everything before you start. I need to learn, I need to listen to all of Steven's podcast. I need to read all of the blogs. I need to read all of the social media posts. I need to go to all the webinars. I need to go to all the workshops so that I know everything so I don't make a mistake. That's fear trying to stop you. And so to be able to turn that fear into a speed bump is to actually take action. Guess what? Unless you're sourcing counterfeit products knowingly, you're probably not going to fail as an Amazon seller by getting your seller account shut down or anything like that. And if you learn some of the basics, and that's one of the things that we can help you with. We can help you with the basics. We can help you with the um, advanced strategies, but we can also help you with our coaching program with the accountability, with the motivation, with the mentorship to help you actually take those fears, overcome those fears, and follow through and be able to really find the success that you're looking for. Because I know a lot of you are excited about selling on Amazon. You are seeing what's possible, but fear is trying to stop you. Fear is trying to cause you to wait. Fear is telling you, don't sign up for coaching just yet. Maybe, maybe next year. Maybe next year will be better. Or maybe another time will be better. That's fear trying to stop you from being successful. And guess what? Those fears, they're normal, but those fears are overcomable. Is that a word? Um, I like making up words sometimes, but that is a fear that is overcomable. Take action. Are you going to make mistakes? Yes, but guess what? Those mistakes are going to be the best teachers, and those are the mistakes that you're not going to make again. So, um, that's how you overcome fear. You take action. If you want to make sure that you're taking the right steps, we've got our full-time FBA coaching program that includes up to 5 courses teaching you what to do, what to focus on, and then bi-weekly coaching calls. We break down those courses into actionable steps to really find the success that you're looking for. And we are up to date with everything on the Amazon platform, and we teach our coaching students how to find success. In fact, in just a moment, I want to bring on a special guest and kind of talk to her for a moment. After we talk to her, we're going to get into some questions. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat. We want to hear from you and learn from you, and be able to help you. So we're going to talk to our special guest, and then I've got a few big reminders, and then we're going to go into our Q&A. Uh, my guest tonight is Sarah. I'm going to kick her off as an attendee. She's going to come back automatically as a panelist. I'm going to do that now, Sarah. It's going to be kind of cool, and we'll have you on in just a second. So I just kicked her off. I always feel weird because kicking someone off the call. But Sarah's going to come back on, and we're just going to kind of talk through her about her experience with the full-time FBA coaching program, and how it's been able to, help her get from where she is to where she is now. Sarah, welcome to day 5 of our workshop. I'm excited that you're here tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, everyone.
Yeah, so tell everyone like what stood out to you about the full-time FBA coaching program that you're like, I think this might help, and I'm ready to jump in.
I think it's nice to have that guidance because, I mean, I'm sure all of us have run into the problem of we watch tons and tons of YouTube videos, and kind of one person says one thing, the other person says another thing. They make it look extremely simple. You just create an account and you start selling right away, but there's so much information that you need to know ahead of time. Whether you're a new, just starting out, or even if you've been selling on Amazon for, however many weeks, days, months, there's lots of information that you really need to take in. And I think it's nice to have one place where you get all the information that you need. And of course, like with the coaching calls, you have the option to, ask questions, talk to other sellers, kind of get some information from them. And I think we all run into different, issues, but we also have our wins. And it's kind of nice to hear from other people that are in the exact same situation that you're in, whether they're just starting or maybe just a little bit more advanced, I guess, in their Amazon business. So it's nice having everything in one place where you could find all the information that you need, and you get a level of detail that I think you don't find in a lot of these YouTube videos, no matter how many you watch. Like I said, a lot of it, they just make it look like it's very simple, very straightforward. So, minimal effort and you get maximum return. I'm like, it's definitely not like that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I love having you in the calls because you're always very encouraging to everyone and helping people out. And that's always it's always nice. With our group coaching calls, we have a fun family like feeling, helping each other out. It's like what. Tell me, like, what was it like the very first time you came to a coaching call? Like, what expectations do you have, and then like what did you actually experience?
I think coming in, I really honestly didn't know what to expect. Like I know seen the emails and I've, read some stuff online, but I didn't really know what I was going to come into. But I think it was just nice. Everyone was very welcoming. They're all super friendly. We're all, like I said, at different stages. So it's nice to hear from other people as far as like their wins for the past 2 weeks, like what they've accomplished, some of the issues that they've run into. And a lot of times you find that, your struggles or the issues that you're coming across are very similar. So you don't feel like it's just me, it's just me that's struggling, or I'm the only one having this, this issue. So it's nice to hear from other people, just to kind of, and not that just like bouncing ideas. And of course you give, great advice and you answer all of our questions. I think that helps quite a bit. But I think just hearing from other people as well, it definitely gives you motivation to kind of keep going up with this, because it's very easy to get discouraged and then eventually just kind of want to give up on it, especially when you're still in the beginning, your sales are kind of fluctuating, you don't really know what you're looking for product wise, running into like sourcing struggles, which I think is kind of across the board everyone's issue. But I think it's the encouragement, I think honestly is the best thing that you get out of this. And I think we all, like I said, even at various stages, we all have our wins and we have our issues. And I think it's great to just be able to talk about it with other individuals who are kind of in the same process as you.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, selling on Amazon for most people, it could be a very lonely thing. And so being able to
Mhm.
do it with others is really huge. So what would you tell someone who's like, I'm thinking about coaching, but I'm on the fence? Like, what can you do to help them make that decision?
I definitely think it's well worth it. I've been selling on Amazon for a little over 6 months now, and I didn't start the actual coaching program till probably about 2 months ago. And there was so much information in the coaching, the classes that I didn't even know about, even though I've been doing this for, at that point, almost 4 months in. So, I mean, there's so much more information that you could get out of it. Even it's as simple as just, how to manage, the Seller Central, like how to navigate it. There's different ways that you could, like I know you mentioned like returns, for example. If you run into issues with returns, how can you try to, make some of that money back? Because unfortunately, like you said, a lot of people get free returns even though the item's perfectly fine. So like that's something that I didn't know that you could, take up with Amazon so that you're at least keeping your money. So I mean, there's definitely lots of information. And like I said, I think I really enjoy the coaching calls. I think it's great to be able to talk to other people, because I think a lot of times you feel like you're in this on your own, but it's nice to hear from other people as well. And then, it's nice to hear other people's accomplishments over the 2 weeks. Even if it's something small as, I made my first sale, which was, great. We heard last coaching call. So I think it's definitely encouraging. It's definitely encouraging to hear from other people that, we're all struggling, we're all getting through this together. And it's nice to have that motivation there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so thank you so much for just taking a few minutes out of your evening. And I say a few minutes. I know you showed up right at the beginning of the call, but yeah, I look forward to continue to talking with you at our next coaching call next week. And so hopefully there'll be some new people joining us as well. But thank you so much for your time tonight. Appreciate you so
Yeah,
much.
you're welcome. I was like, join the family. It's nice.
I love that. I love that so much. All right, now's the awkward time where I have to kick you back off again as a panelist, and you'll be back as an attendee very soon. So we'll talk again sometime soon.
Sounds good.
All right, so that's Sarah's experience. Someone who's been selling on Amazon for 4 months by herself and was like, you know what? I need a little bit of help. And so, joining the family with our coaching program and being able to start moving that needle forward and start finding some answers to the questions that they're dealing with. It's something that is just really helpful so that you can actually grow your Amazon business because that's what you want to do, right? You want to grow. You want to make profit. You want to start making a full-time income perhaps with your selling on Amazon. And so it's possible and something that you can experience, and we can show you the way. Um, I do want to remind you that um, that tonight at midnight, the coupon codes that you see on your screen, midnight central, these coupon codes are going to be disappearing and they're going to be going away. So this is money saving coupon codes that can help you have more money to reinvest into your products that you're going to be selling, sourcing, maybe tools that we recommend. You can save some good money if you pay in full. There's a pay in full coupon code that will save you 15% off of the coaching. And then we've got the payment plan coupon code right there for you so that you can save. Rebecca's going to put those codes in the chat so you can do a real quick, easy copy paste. But these coupon codes are available fultonefba.com/coaching. And as we are recording this right now, there's just a few hours left for you to take advantage of these coupon codes. Um, and so if you decide to enroll tonight, or if you decide to enroll before Monday midnight, there are some other bonuses. There's a special launch bonus, 30-minute one-on-one strategy call. The time that it expires is wrong, not on a January 21st, but on May 19th. One-on-one strategy call with me. That's going to expire very soon. Also, if you pay in full, you get this FBA starter pack pay in full bonus. In fact, just a few minutes, we're going to be giving away one lucky person this pay in full bonus. You get that if you decide whether it's the 6 month, a 12-month group coaching, individual coaching. If you pay in full, boom, you get this sent out to you. And so again, these are the coupon codes that will help save you some money, but they're about to disappear. They're about to expire. We want to make sure that you take advantage of it. And if are still you still have questions and you want to get on a quick call with me, fultonfba.com/connect, and I'll do my best to answer your questions and help you through making that call. Maybe you're like, I don't know if individual or group is right for me, or I don't know if 6 month or 12 month is right for me. I'm going to answer your questions honestly. I'm not going to just say, no, the most expensive thing is what you need. No, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk through, give you the pros and cons of each according to your situation so that I can help you make the best call. Because that's what I want to do. I want to help people. And this is what I want to do to help you make a full-time income selling on Amazon sometime soon so that you can start to experience the life, the freedom that Amazon provides, and be able to start living life the way you want to and have your life goals met, whether it's travel, whether it's paying off debt, whether it's taking care of your parents, aging parents, whether it's taking care of a special needs kid. We want to help you experience success with those goals. So fultonfba.com/coaching. Rebecca's going to come back on. We're going to answer some questions and talk through some things. And I'm going to take a drink of water because I'm a little parched right now.
Yep, you've been talking for a while, so you need some water. um, we're both also dealing with Texas allergies. That's always fun.
Texas allergies are the worst.
They're the worst.
I mean, they might not be worse than other places, but they're just not fun at all.
Yeah, this time of year is not great. Yep, so I've been putting links in the chat for those of you who are here live, and for those who are watching the replay. I also wanted to say too, I said this in the chat, that all of those coupon codes that are flying around and everything, if you are able to sign up tonight before midnight, those coupon codes are on the coaching page as well. So if you didn't catch them, don't worry, they're there. Just go to the coaching page at fulltimefba.com/coaching, and you'll be able to see the codes to save. I also put in the chat, I got an email earlier today from someone who is going to join the group coaching. And she was asking about, when's the best time to sign up to make sure that I get the starter pack and things like that. And so what I told her was today is the best time to sign up because the coupon codes disappear tonight. So after today, the price is going to you won't get the discount. And then you also will get all of the launch bonuses, this launch period that we're doing right now. The 12-month group coaching pay in full is the best way to sign up if you want to get the most discount and the most bonuses. So you're going to get the best discount and the most bonuses if you do the 12-month pay in full before tonight at midnight. If it's after tonight at midnight, you're still going to get all the great bonuses. You'll miss out on the coupon code, but we're still going to have the bonuses for a while longer. But don't wait. If you're here live, then you're here for a reason because you're interested in learning. You are ready to take action. Go ahead and take action by signing up and getting inside the coaching program where all of the true magic happens, where the brainstorming and the teaching and the accountability, the CEO talks, all of that goes on inside the coaching program. And it is powerful to experience that every 2 weeks, to stay consistent with your business doing that every 2 weeks. So let's get into questions.
Before we get into questions, let's give something away.
Oh, yes, let's give something away. We always love Fridays when we get to give away a FBA starter pack with all of the things that Stephen has shown us over the past few days that go in that, with the impulse sealer, Dymo labels, Dymo printer. We've got suffocation warning labels and what am I trying to say?
We got the
Poly bags with the suffocation warning labels on them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So we are giving this away for one person who we're going to draw for one person who's been here all 5 days, U.S. resident. And I always go through and do that each time with, the list and pick a number and all of that. So anyway, this time the winner is Susan Berner, I think is how you say your name. So Susan, let us know. I'm going to put the link in the chat for you for our email. And all you're going to need to do is email us there with your mailing address so that we can get that sent to you. If you're in the US, I hope you're in the US. If not, we'll figure something out. So
yes.
Susan, congratulations. Glad you've been here all 5 days. And that's very exciting. So I'm going to put that in there real quick. And Stephen, you say what you need to say while I'm typing.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations, Susan. Well deserved. We love sending out this starter kit, and with all these supplies, over a $300 value is headed your way. And also, if you end up, Susan, signing up for coaching and you pay in full, since this starter kit is one of the pay in full, we'll actually add even more, like a $300 value of even more supplies that are going to be helpful for you if you decide to sign up for the coaching. So it's not like, oh no, I've won the starter kit, but now I'm going to get it again. No, we're going to add some more items so that you can have just some good stuff. So fulltimefba.com/coaching. If you're still listening, it's time to enroll. It's time to get going with your Amazon seller account, finding success to making that full-time income. And we'd love to help you.
Yep. I always like it when somebody signs up and wins because it's like, ooh, then we get to send like the package scale and things like that. There's some fun stuff that we like to add to it.
Yes.
All right, so let's get into our questions now that we've done the giveaway. Today's topic was Roblox. We're going to focus first on questions that come from the topic for the night. We can also answer any coaching questions, anything related to anything we've covered this week, or just selling in general. All right, I have inventory in FBA warehouses that is not moving. Should I cut my losses or lower my prices? That's like a type of roadblock in and of itself.
Yeah, when you're like, this is supposed to be selling, why is it not selling? Sometimes, I mean, so the first step to turn it into a speed bump is to find out why it's not moving. Like, did other competitors lower the price and now your price is just way too high? Um, is 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 it because you went too deep on a particular product and the item only sells once a month, but you've got like 20 of them in stock? There's different ways to kind of um, figure out and diagnose what went wrong. And that's always important because we want to know so we can avoid that in the future. But if you've purchased some items that are not selling, that are not, it's up to you. It's like, okay, is this a seasonal item that summer's coming and it's a summer item and sales are probably going to pick up because summer is coming? Or it's like, oh no, it was actually a winter item and we passed winter and it's not going to sell again until winter comes back, so it's kind of a case by case situation. But think through what it is and what's the possibility. Use the keeper graphs to kind of see, okay, how often is this selling and at what price is it selling so that you can make the best kind of call. Overall, I usually like to lower my price to get at least some capital back to reinvest in other inventory that is selling. But if a keeper graph shows you, hey, in a month and a half, sales are going to start to pick up and prices are probably going to start to rise too. So wait it out. That's my best choice and best advice for you because it's going to be different for every situation.
Yeah. All right. How do you know what the different sales ranks mean in the different categories?
So yeah, different categories, sales rank numbers mean different things in different categories. And I'm looking for a printout and I usually have it up on my desk, but I don't. So once a month, I send out a sales rank chart to all of my my newsletter subscribers. And what it does is it breaks down all of the main categories in Amazon, tells you how many items are in each category, and then it breaks down the sales rank numbers for each of those categories. So, for example, a sales rank of um, 400,000 in books, that's actually really low and might sell once or twice a day. A sales rank of 400,000 in toys is really high and might sell once a year. It's the exact same sales rank, but it communicates something completely different. So that's why I use the chart because you can see sales rank of 400,000 in books, that's in the top 1%. Sales rank of 400,000 in toys, that's like in the top 10%, which the top 10% sounds really good, but no, it's not. I only like to sell items on Amazon in top 3% or lower, except during Q4 where I might expand it to the top 5% or lower. And so the more you sell on Amazon, the more you kind of get an idea and start learning these different personalities that different sales ranks have. But the thing that helps you the most is that sales rank chart that you can look at, and we update it every month. You don't need to print it out every single month and access it, but every once in a while, it's a good idea to get an updated sales rank chart to kind of know how the current sales rank numbers are acting. And also, since sales rank change 24 times a day and we always like to look at the average sales rank of an item. So we'll take a look at a keeper graph and we'll be like, all right, for the last 3 months, the average sales rank was 35,000. Okay. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, depends on the category. So use that sales rank chart. If you haven't got signed up for the full-time FBA newsletter yet and you want to get that sales rank chart, go to fulltimefba.com/subscribe. We'll give you a free copy of that sales rank chart and some other freebies that'll help you as well.
That's right. I put a link in the chat as well.
Perfect.
When you're pricing, do you go for buy box or do you look to see if you can sell for a little more because the lower prices are selling out? Do you go with buy box to sell quickly?
So what I usually do just to save time because of the volume that we're trying to bring in and go out, I usually match the buy box 99% of the time. I mean, usually that's going to be a good price to sell. We also use an automatic repricer sometimes that can adjust that price because we know that when we send it into Amazon and we pick the price on Tuesday, and when we send it to Amazon and it doesn't go live until like a week and a half later, or sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, things might have changed. And so an automatic repricer helps us. We use the automatic repricer Be Cool. You can try it out for yourself, fulltimefba.com/BQOOL, because they like to creatively spell things. That's cool. It'd be cool. So we use that to help us. But overall, we just like to match the current buy box price. It's quick, simple, and if it's profitable, that's good with us.
Yep. All right, this is the last call for questions. We're kind of winding down here, and while we're waiting to see if any other questions come in, Stephen, any last words that you have for us?
Yeah, this has been a fun 5-day workshop. So fun. I want to add an extra day. So I don't know if you have plans Monday night or not, but we're going to have like a co-working session, a workshop session Monday night, where we're going to be talking about how you can plan your next or your first sourcing session. When you go out sourcing with retail arbitrage or online arbitrage or even wholesale, we want to walk you through the mindset, the steps that we take, and we want to do that Monday night. So I will send you a link if you've signed up for this workshop. I'll send you a link so you have access to that to be able to join us Monday night for that one last final bonus session. We're gonna do that Monday night, and so that, yeah, I want to make sure you are aware of that because we just love doing this, and so we want to do one more. It's kind of going to give you a taste a little bit about what some of our coaching sessions are like when it comes to the teaching part. Our coaching sessions are usually set up. We start off sharing our wins, and then that leads to a little Q&A about those wins. And then sometimes we have a focus for the night that we go over and focus on teaching, and then we do some more Q&A, and then we close it out talking about our goals that we want to focus on. So this kind of gives you a taste of a part of a coaching call, uh, walking through this, how to prepare for your next or your first sourcing trip that you take. We'll do that Monday night, so we can't wait to see you then.
All right, that's all we have then.
All right, so that's all the questions. This has been fun. We'll be sure that the replay is sent out to you in about an hour or so in case you want to watch it or share it with a spouse or a friend or share it with your kids or your grandma. I don't know. What, yeah, okay. I don't know.
Just stop, just stop.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
You're trying to think of something else. Just.
Right, right. But it's been a lot of fun. We'll get the replays set up. Also, just know if you've missed any of day 1 through 4, or even today, if you just now showed up, we have the replays available to you, but they will be brought down after Monday night, midnight Central. So watch those replays before they're brought down, and also join our coaching program. Join Sarah, who you've met tonight. Um, Join others who are in the coaching call so that we can have join Sasha and Andy, who you met last night. There are others that are in the coaching program that are here to help you. I'm here to help you and show you the way, and we'll do it together. And so we look forward to that. FulltimeFBA.com/coaching. I hope you all have a beautiful evening tonight, and we'll see you Monday night for our last session. God bless.